Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. I am Marcie Besecker. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and we are going to have a great time today. We are going to be creating with the Calming Camellia, and we are in a different location, kind of. So, hello, everybody. So, welcome to my temporary room. So I'm in my husband's office. We kind of have a big closet with games and stuff. It's in a den. And my husband's desk is right over there. This room is even smaller than my other room. But you know, it's funny how you realize what you absolutely have to have and you move it. And then all the other stuff, you're like, I don't have to have that. And so you realize how much stuff you do have. And then you realize that you do need more stuff than you think because you're going and hunting it down, right? So I'm like, okay, now I need more stuff. So I'm out in my garage hunting around looking for the things I need, and I don't have my comments on, so hold on. So it's been an experience for sure. I have to say that. And it's going to be echoey. My husband is kind of working on construction. He's trying to quietly do it. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to say hi, everybody, because there's a lot. And, oh, good, Robin. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for liking and sharing. I do really, really appreciate that. And I'm trying to skip my commercial, my ad, so I can watch it like you guys are. And know that I'm in view and all that good stuff because it is a bit of a different setting for me. One of the main things I want to share with you is that it's going to be a little wobbly. It's everything. What I've learned from this is I do not want my cameras and everything on my desk. In my old room, what we finally fixed is, okay, I do not like my comments right here. I'm going to have to move them. So, okay, there's going to be some movement. Sorry, guys. There's a little adjustment we got to figure out here. And I think I need to use this arm thing. And the cameras and the lighting are like the worst right now. The lighting. Anyway, so, oh, that would have been my laptop going. So what I noticed is I don't like my camera. See how it's moving? On my computer, on my desk, because when I'm moving or do die cutting or anything, it's going to move. This camera that's up above used to come from a pole up above, the same as my monitor would come off my wall and my camera was on there. So nothing was touching my desk. So bear with me during this remodel period so I can put my phone and everything where it should be, and that way I can kind of get it to work for now. And, okay, I think we're going to be okay unless my phone drops right in the middle of my crafting. That's okay. All right. So it is a little weird, I have to say. So bear with me with that. I just noticed I have the wrong code up, so I want to fix that for you quickly and go back and grab the right code and fix it. This is how crazy it's been. Yesterday was the first time I crafted. I was crafting. I had a class, and my class was, I already had the class all prepared and ready because I wanted to not worry about, you know, getting everything ready while we were in the midst of moving. And so that's kind of what happened there. And so yesterday was the first time I created this card. So, oh, Cindy, you're very sweet. Yeah, I got my hair cut and colored, so it feels kind of, I feel like Sammy Hagar a little, but that's okay. So anyway, yeah, it's been a challenge, but I am ready. There's a couple things I want to share with you real quick. Bingo is coming up. Okay, this lighting. Ugh. Okay, so Bingo's coming up. Don't forget, it is February the 15th. It is going to be so much fun. I am going to be creating stuff from the annual catalog and from the holiday catalog. I have not chosen my items yet. I do have some ideas, and so I'll be starting to get those things ready to go really soon. The other thing is I'm changing my February host code. It's already changed. Today is the first day. So keep that in mind. It is on my blog on the front page, and it is right by the shopping button. So you can go right in and shop. The other announcement is actually a reminder, my Tulip class, I am prepping for that today. It is going to be the 5th of February is the cutoff. So here's a little more information about it. It is going to be a fantastic class. And if I could find all the items, oh, I can right here. I'll show you the items if I can not shake my desk all over the place to get them for you. But they are going to be a really, it's going to be a really fun class. And so I've had a couple people ask how is it going to work? It's going to be just like this. It's going to be on YouTube. We're going to be chatting. We're going to be talking. I'm going to be creating projects. So kind of like bingo, 4 projects. But I'm not going to be doing, bingo in between. But we'll do some chatting and talking. I'm probably going to give little giveaways here and there. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. So here are the cards. So here's the first one. You will get a PDF for everything. All of the cards, you'll get a PDF. So there's one. Here is the other one. This one has 7 layers. It's a really nice card. I love the colors. This one is so much fun, and I cased this from the catalog. Not gonna lie, love it. So I just had to case it, and this gave me the opportunity to show you guys how to do the tulips with the dies. Then we're going to have this adorable bag, and you're going to get your little Velcro and everything. You're going to open it up, and inside there are 4 cards and the envelopes, and so we'll be creating these, and it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. And so that will be on the 19th. It's on a Saturday at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and we can just have a good time. Are you selling your PDFs for Canadian? Yes, Heather. So if you go to my blog under events, there's an event tab down below and register, and then it says pay here. You'll go to the option that is you'll get PDF and you'll get the links to the video. I just will not be sending you kits. So you can come watch the video, chat with us, create, get your stuff ready to go. And you can create with you. I'm just not going to mail you the kits, but yes, you'll get the PDF, and it's a 5-page PDF. You'll get everything on here, and you'll be ready to go. So that's going to be a really fun class, and we've got quite a few people in that class, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, thanks, Cindy. Hi, Tashana. Oh, thanks, Monica. Okay, so today, you guys are talking about weather. I'm sorry, but it is beautiful here today. And if you guys are on my Facebook, you saw the sunrise yesterday. I got up early, like right before sunrise. Like it was peeking up, and it was pink and orange. It was beautiful. All right. Oh, so many things to talk about. I missed you guys. I haven't been on for a week, and I missed you. Okay, I have to share this card I got with you. It had a beautiful back on. Oh, see, the lighting's really weird. The back of the envelope, but this is the card. See my lighting? I'm sorry, you guys. I don't have my big lights like I had. Bear with me, please. Okay, so it says, just a note. This is from Katie. And she opened it up, and she gave me a Starbucks card. She knows me. She must know me. I love iced tea. And I do like my occasional Frappuccino and my Java chip. So, just saying. Thank you, Katie, very, very much. I appreciate it. Okay, yay. So yes, anybody not in the US, you can also do the Tulip class, get the PDF, and I haven't sent the PDFs are not connected yet. I'll be sending those out. Sorry about the shaking, you guys. Oh, okay. I'll be emailing those to you in plenty of time. I'm finishing prepping the kits today and this week, and then because the deadline's the 5th. Even if you can't pay till the 5th, please register now so I can make sure I get your kit ready to go. All right, bingo, Tulip Class, Remodel. Oh, I love Java Chip too. Remodel. Okay, so are you guys ready for a little video on the remodel? Really quick before we start. I'm going to show you what my old craft room looked like. We started kind of tearing it apart, and then I was like, oh, I should have gotten a video. So it's a mess because we were moving stuff around, but I'll show it to you. Then, hi, Olivia. And then I'm going to show you what my plan is. But when you look at the blog post for this video and this card, you will see my, you know, a lot of other pictures. But let me show you this video. Let me make sure I am on the right spot here. Okay, I want to make sure. When you switch over screens, it's a little weird. So, okay, here we go. So, all right, I'm trying to watch the video. Okay, so the stick you see down in the middle of the room, that was my above camera. I had another desk coming all the way out to the right. And so this was my disastrous room. See how high the cabinets are? Those were all full. And I started putting stuff back up as I was needing to move other parts of the room. And so we just kind of used that for shelves as we were moving. That room you saw through the window there. Let me see if I can back that up. That is the room I'm in right now. Okay, right there. So that room right there, those glass doors that you see go into the entryway of the house. Okay, so that room, you can see my desk. That's where I'm at right now. And so this is how small my room was. I piled everything up there while we were moving. My husband took the doors off of the closet so I can get the stuff out. It's just a nightmare. It was really small, so it's going to be twice the size. It's not going to be huge, but it is going to be a lot better for me. I'm going to have a lot more space. So the desk that you see to left to right, the glass top one, I had it coming out towards where we're at right now, where I'm standing. So that was my craft room. So let me stop that and get back to you guys. All right, where am I? Okay, so that was my craft room. A lot of people wanted to see what it looked like. It's just a small 11 by 11 bedroom, and now it's going to be like 25 by 11. So I'm really excited about that because it's the 2-bedroom plus the closet space that was in the middle. Now I'm going to show you a quick little picture of what I'm thinking, because I know the room's not going to be as big as I'm thinking it is. So we did a schematic on it. And so this is the door right here. Okay, the door on the left is the door I normally come in. That's the wall. In between the doors, of course, is where the closets were. All right. And then, but we're thinking of leaving the door on the right just for if we ever sell, it's easier for people to just put another wall up. But I may close off the door on the left and have a counter go across. But in the hallway, the doors will still be there. So aesthetically, it'll still look like it does now. And if we ever sell it, they can do whatever they want. I chose, instead of putting a closet on the wall, which would be to the right, all the way to the right, I chose to put up a partition wall. Like, it'll be a wall framed and everything. So it'll be a wall, but I wanted that counter space on the other side, on the left side there, to put a big, taller counter. And then my TV is going to go up on that. And you'll see more pictures on my blog. But all my Calyx cabinets I'm going to put on the right side in the closet. And then all those counters around me, those are cabinets. Those all have counters all the way to the corner. And I think I'm going to get corner units to go back there. I just kind of wanted to space it out. And then I'm going to put a counter right there in the front for that chair, and that'll be my guest space for people to craft. So I can't turn this one. If I had the actual program up, I could turn it. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going on here, which is why my room is kind of crazy. The cameras might shake a little bit. I'll try very hard not to. All right, are you guys ready? I think that is it. I did the card, the remodel, the tulip, the bingo, my... now I can't find the card I just made. You're kidding me. I just had it in my hand. Okay. All right, I just had it in my hand. Oh, I think I put it away with the tulip cards. Okay, well, this is the set we're going to use, the Calming Camellia, and we are going to use the Hippo and Friend dies. This is the card we'll be creating. It's going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of technique on here. So Laura, you're just in time. We're going to start with the card now. We've been chatting about remodeling and everything. Oh, Carol, I understand. I've been there also. I think we're just slowly kind of growing. Thank you, Laura. I really, really appreciate that. I do really would love thumbs up. You guys know how important thumbs up and sharing and all that is. And with my remodel, I haven't been on in the last week. And it's weird how YouTube just knows because people aren't coming to your channel as much. And then all of a sudden, you start going downhill. So any thumbs up and sharing would be greatly appreciated. This stamp set is beautiful. Look at these sentiments and words. They're just so pretty. And so I wanted to do something. You're in my thoughts today. I am going to send this to a friend. And then the other one I'm going to make today, I'm going to send to my daughter. They both have COVID. Yay. So I'm going to send that to them and hopefully it'll cheer them up. So what we're going to do is bring in our rich raspberry. Now I've got to keep making sure I'm in the card. In the video. And so what I have is rich raspberry folded at the top. So let me show you. Katie, I just showed your card. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I really appreciate it. Okay, so take a bone folder. If you fold your card base and you realize that your edges, maybe your blade wasn't as sharp as you'd love, or, you know, whatever, and you want it to kind of smooth out, just take your bone folder right over it and it'll just kind of smooth it right out. Hi Perry, no worries you guys if you're late. I'm just starting the project. I did some remodel updates and things, so you'll want to go back and check that out. All right, so I'm going to put one. These are both 4 by 5 1/4, so we're going to put one on the inside that we will stamp a little later, and then we're going to work on this one right now. I did the largest Hippo and Friends die, so we're going to use that. Now, when I did it on this card, I did not die cut it first because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I do now, and so this is how I would normally do it. I was online with a friend creating this card, like just on the fly, and I was like, okay, so I stamped it, and anyway, I'll show you kind of what my process was. We're going to start here first. And I'm going to do the same thing because apparently I need to cut my blade, change my blade again. So I'm just going to smooth that out. And so don't give your blades up quite so quickly. You could just smooth that out and now you can't even tell, right? All right. Oh, Deb, thank you. That's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seafoam. Okay, I'm so sorry about the shaking. I'm going to try not to do that. Soft seafoam. And you're going to take your leaf image. So this is the leaf image. And it's kind of got a grunge behind it. And that's what it's supposed to be. So don't worry about that. I am going to take my tablet, of course, my small grid sheet, because I love it so much. And I'm going to stamp off. So we're just going to stamp off and then on. Stamp off, and I want them to kind of go in different directions. You can't even tell, to be honest. So it's not that big of a deal if you don't. I'm going to go right. And then you want to start and stay in the same area and work your way. Either start in the middle and go out, or whatever you want to do. Because if you started here and then I stamped over here, then something may not fit so well over there. Okay, so I always just kind of turn my paper, and we're just adding a little bit of color. You're not even going to be able to tell once you do your embossing, but you want to add some color on here. We're using quite a bit of rich raspberry on the card and with the card base, so I wanted to choose a different color. Okay, we're just gonna kind of, oh, see that one I went direct, but that's okay. But see how it was a little darker. And if you want that, you absolutely can do that. So don't worry if you're not doing it that way. Okay, if I am not in screen, because I'm not looking at my screen very much, I'm more looking at your guys' comments, just kind of glancing up, so just yell at me. All right, I'm going to take this off screen because I was going to bring my machine up here, but I have a feeling it's going to shake like crazy. So I'm doing pretty flowers, and we're just going to go ahead and put this in there and run it through the embossing machine, which I have right here ready to go. So we'll just have to make a few adjustments so I don't shake you guys right off the table. Last night I told my husband, okay, so I know now for sure that I don't want anything on my desk camera-wise. It's got to be up and attached somewhere else. So see how pretty that is? It just gives it enough of some color and some texture. And you could do all darker if you wanted to have a lot more on there. But I just wanted something on there. I do kind of like the darker. It is pretty. All right. So we're going to set that aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring this in with a piece here. And I think I'm going to bring, let's see, we are working with red rubber, so we don't really need anything. Oh, look, ooh, not in there. Here they are. All right, so I did black ink, and so the first thing we're going to do is I like to kind of rub it on there first, and then I'm just going to, oh, see, I'm shaking the table. Then I'm going to do this and get it all nice and inky, and I'm going to just stamp it, and it doesn't have to be perfect on this paper. We're going to be cutting this paper out, okay? All right, so I just like to leave it down. Okay, there we go. Look how pretty that is. That's just with black. That is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. A sound issue. Uh-oh. Mike, you have a buzz sound issue. Can't hear you. Well, that is weird. Oh, that is weird, you guys. Okay, let me try something. I'm gonna go silent for a minute and I'll be right back on. Okay, is that better? Can you guys hear me? Do you still hear a sound noise? It's fine now? It's better. Okay, I just turned the sound off and back on. You know, I'm kind of wondering, my husband's doing construction and I'm hoping he's not using some power tool or something. So thank you for letting me know. If it gets bad again, let me know, because we're going to have to fix that. I don't have anything else going in here. Okay, good. Sorry about that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hungry hippo, our hippo and friends die, and we're just going to put it here. Our hungry hippo. Can you tell that I've been playing with my grandson? And we are just going to lay it right on top. Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is. Buffering now. Oh no. Okay, so I'm hoping the loud noise, somebody's behind in the volume. Oh, you guys, I am so sorry. Okay, so there's our image there. Set that aside. It's good now. Okay, thank you. I'm going with it's good. Hopefully you guys stay up and current and the people behind might. Okay, good. All right, sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit and let it completely dry for a bit. This one, we're going to go ahead and start coloring. So what I'm using is I'm using my Stampin' Up! Watercolor markers, pencils, and I am going to bring in my pencils. And I'm going to be using, I didn't use the white after all. I'm going to use Old Olive, Early Espresso, Daffodil Delight, and Rich Razzleberry. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead. Let me move this one out of the way. I'm trying not to touch the table. I don't want it to shake. Okay. So we're going to take Rich Razzleberry. Let's go ahead and go with that one first. And now you don't have any water right now. Okay. You're just your pencils. So just kind of go in and go with the shading. Go where the shading's at. I do a line. Just kind of go, you know, where you want. I just kind of follow the shading. I go a little darker in the bottom. And I just figure that it's darker down here. And just kind of go with some lines. It's nothing, no big deal. Super simple, okay? Just add your lines. And I kind of go along the petal, add a line. And I am coloring, so hopefully this isn't shaking a lot. All right, now, so see, that's it on that one. This is a flower right here, so just look carefully where you think a flower is. And I'm going to do the same right here. And just keep kind of going along the gray area. So you're just kind of adding your color, and I don't even use water on the watercolor pencils. So I'll show you what I do. I'm going to do a little more over here. No, Laura, I don't use water on it, but I'll show you what I do. I will use something. All right, so you're just going to keep going. I just kind of do up and down brush strokes, okay? So you want to just kind of go up and down in those areas. All right, that I'm thinking is a leaf. This is a leaf. These are leaves. I'm going to go with this being a little flower right here. And it hasn't quite bloomed yet outside of that leaf. Okay, so I'm just kind of looking because I thought there was one little spot. Okay, this one I'm thinking is a flower, so I'm just going to add a little bit there. I think it was that little one right there that I got. So I'm good with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the daffodil. Hi, Terry. Okay, Carol. Thanks, Deb. You know what? They are just trashed from moving stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to wait a little longer because we're going to start tearing more sheetrock down. And I am putting more pictures up in my blog. So you can go there and kind of see. All right, so now I'm just doing the daffodil. I'm going in the middle. Oh, see right here? This little, that's like a leaf to me. So I'm just doing a little line across the bottom. just to make sure you add some color there and it's not just white. Same here. Just kind of outline it a little bit. And that's all I had for yellow, because everything else seemed like it was just the pink. All right, so we're going to put that down. And now I'm going to do the brown. So I'm taking early espresso, and this stem right here just kind of stops. I went ahead and just kind of made it like it was all part of it. So just go right over the black that is like a stem. And you want to, and you'll see what's going to happen. You're going to see it more vibrant in just a minute. So just kind of go down, and I go all the way to the end and color that in. So just kind of color it. It doesn't have to be super hard, super dark, anything. And I thought that was enough of that. So now we're going to come in with the green. Now the green is going to do a lot for us. You're going to come in and do your lines. Okay, and then I kind of just do like a shadow at the bottom. You'll see where the shadows are. And I just kind of add a little bit. Okay, same here. There's more shadow up here. Do your lines. And come here. I know the first video I choose here is with coloring, so my table is shaking. Hi, Julie. How are you? All right, so there we go. Now here's where it's really dark. So you're going to see there's some lines right here. There's like some, veins in the leaf right there. And then this is dark. So I'm just going to kind of come in a little dark, not crazy, but I'm going to fill it in a little bit. And I'm going to put a line down here, and I'm not going to touch that right there. So the darker spots, I'm really kind of coloring in. I'm doing the veins on the other. And then I'm just doing a line. And then down here I'll do a little bit of color. And we're going to feather it up to the top, so don't worry about that. And then I'm just going to keep turning. Kind of put your line. Oh, Julie, I'm jealous. Oh, you guys, you know what? So we wanted to go see Keith Urban last year, correct? We had, or a year before, I can't even remember now. And then COVID happened and it was canceled and all that stuff in Vegas. So I don't know, Vegas is, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours or so from us, not too far. And it got canceled, so we didn't get to go. And we were going to go see Kelly Clarkson one night and Keith Urban the next night. Well, obviously that didn't happen, and so we were kind of bummed. But my husband really wants to see Keith Urban. I do too. He loves the guitar and all that stuff. So we decided, we're going to go ahead and go see Keith Urban because it's, he's coming back. So we were going to schedule him. And then my husband's like, well, we should see if there's another concert, the night before, like we were going to do the last time. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So we went to go see who's playing. And I wish I could see your guys' faces because you're going to laugh. So I went online and I looked, and the only ones that really, the week we're going, that I would want to see is the Bee Gees are playing. And I like the Bee Gees, right? I was a huge Andy Gibb fan, and I just like the Bee Gees. And my husband said, yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't want to see the Bee Gees. When I saw the next person that was playing there, I said, you have no option on this one. We're going to go and see this person. And my husband was like, oh no, and he puts his head back in his chair. Okay, so this is the blender pen. So this is what I'm using instead of water. Okay. We are with a group, and oh, Julie, that's fun. Yeah, Deb, I would have loved the Bee Gees. Okay, so I'm going to do the lightest first. Okay, so yes, this looks purple, but over here, see, it's just clear. So you don't have to worry about that. So just make sure you wipe it off. But see, we're going to just kind of add a little bit. But see how vibrant this is opposed to this. Okay, so just kind of add a little. And it's kind of, you're just adding a little bit of wet. Now remember, this is not watercolor paper. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't like rub over it a lot. Okay, now I just kind of wipe it off. See how there's yellow now? I just kind of wipe it off. And there goes my shaky desk. And now I'm going to go with the flowers. I know you guys are sitting there like, well, who are you seeing? Okay, so I told my husband we have to go see this person because I was going to marry this person when I was younger. See how it just picked up and took the color? So it's Donny Osmond. Donny Osmond is playing the night before at Harrah's. And I said, we're going to go to Harrah's and we're going to see Donny Osmond. And he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, nope. You can go or you cannot, but I'm going. And so he was like, okay. Okay, so see how the white up here is just kind of filling in just by me brushing forward. And you can tell where you haven't gone because it just blends it really nicely. These blend, you get 3 in a pack. I don't remember how much they are. It'll be on my blog. I don't remember. But see how you don't want to fill it all in. You just want to kind of make it look like it's blended a little bit. And so you just kind of fan it out. And there's a little white there. I just did one little extra swoosh. I love Donny. Oh, me too. Yeah, I think Donny Osmond would be fantastic, especially, you know, he's new now. But my husband said the same thing about Bruno Mars when we went to go see him. My husband was like, I do not want to go see him. And I'm like, well, I'm going. So we went. And so see, look how easy that was for the flowers. Look how easy that is. So just kind of go. See in Santana, Donny Osmond, and Sticks. Oh, Holly. Woo. When are you going? I'm going to Vegas Tuesday. Oh, you'll have to let me know how Donny is. I'm dying to know. I saw him once. It was him and Marie, and they were at a fair. And Donny was walking across the back of the stadium seats, and I reached up because he was just grabbing people's hands to walk through. And I reached up and I went like this, and I accidentally hit his tush. So that was fun. Okay, so now we're going to take do the leaves, the same thing, and you're going to just see how they're just going to start popping off the page. Okay, so it's just going to give it a whole lot of color. Okay, you're just going to kind of go, and you don't have to put a whole lot, or you could color them all in, but see how it just carries up through. Now see how white that is right there? Now watch, we're just going to go here, and then I'm just going to go. You're just wetting it. See how it's got that lighter green shade? So even if you are not a color person, you don't have to be. You just kind of color in your places, and it's, you know, it's just going to kind of go together. Yeah, I think this is going to be a lot different, Holly, because it's just him, I think. And, you know, he's doing this new music and has a new album and all that. So I think it's going to be kind of fun. I mean, I don't care if he sings. He could just stand up there and talk, and I'm good. He was, like I said, I was going to marry him when I was, you know, 7, 11. Okay, so there we go. So there is our image. So we're not done. We're going to do a couple things, and I'll show you that in a minute. So we're going to set this aside. Oh, did I miss one? No, I didn't, but I think I need to do this side a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Now I'm good. So it just, if you want to add more, you can. You just want to be really careful about your lines and how much green you put on there. The more you rub it in, you know, it does, you don't want to mess up your paper. So we're going to set this aside, and we are going to fussy cut this out. And I did not do this ahead of time. Nope, I didn't, because I didn't have time. So we're just going to show you how quick and easy this can be. Oh, we have so much dust in our house from the remodeling. Whew. Oh, a meet and greet. I would love that. Okay, so you want to go close because what we're going to do is we're going to pop it up on top of this, okay? So you want to go fairly close. You don't have to get crazy because I'm going to show you how to fix it. It doesn't have to be super close, but you want it fairly close. But if you leave a little bit of white lines, don't worry about it. And so remember, move your paper. I left this for now, and I just cut across. There's too much going on, and I don't want that little guy to break. So just kind of go around. And I'm going to do it quickly because we can fix it if I have any messes. All right. So this is when you all can chat amongst yourself while I'm trying to hurry and do this. But I kind of wanted to show this part. Because you don't have to go super slow because I'm going to show you how to fix it. But you want to see, and I just cut off the extras to get it out of my way. All right. Now, right here, watch what I do. I'm going to cut down like this, and you guys have probably seen me do this before. Cut right along the flower. Okay, and we're going to take this big chunk of gray out right here. So just go. I'm not worried about this little tiny piece right there. We're going to fix that. But this big chunk of gray, just kind of come around. And it doesn't have to be super close. If you have a stem or whatever that's close, don't worry about that. Okay, so there we go. And see how it just lays right back down right there? All right, now we're going to come back up here. Be careful with your flowers. Come back up. You want to go right around the gray. Now up here, see how the flowers kind of do this little movement there? Just kind of go with that. You want to add texture and interest to your project, right? So you want to make sure you kind of go right along with it and add those extra little movements in there to add some make it more realistic. Okay, I'm going to cut all that off. Now I'm going to come back over here. And we're going to go right around the sleeve. Now, you need to be really careful right here. Okay, we're going to, oh, you know what? I can see right here, there's that little piece that I did at the last minute and I didn't color it in. There we go. You can tell when you're looking at it, especially up close. It's going to look like a crayon from the pencil and that you didn't color it in. Okay, so we're going to go around like this, our flower and our little images. And again, I'm going to go right down here. And now you got to be really careful because this stem is super thin, okay? So you can go down in there thin, but you don't have to go that thin. And again, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So just kind of, and we'll cut over right there. It doesn't have to be super close, so don't worry about that. All right, now we're coming right up the side of that flower again. Okay, again, add your little ziggy zags there at the top of your flower, your leaves. And if it's more comfortable for you to do your cutting and then not do this until the end, then that's fine too. So, because they are kind of just hanging there, you know, so you can do all that part at the end and do the outside first, whatever works for you. All right. Almost done. You're going to hear some construction noise. My husband's in there and I'm like, I have a video. And he's like, well, I can be as quiet as I can, but it's Sunday and I can get some work done. And of course I said, get in there and work. I hope the sound's okay now, you guys. All right, almost done. Almost. Okay, I'm not going to go in that again. I'm going to cut this off. Okay, And then I'm going to cut this off so I can come back in here. A little easier to hold it. Again, don't worry about getting too terribly close. Okay, especially these little tiny leaves and stuff, you just don't worry about that. We can come back to anything that you need to, that you feel you need to fix. All right, here we go. All right, so there we go. I'm going to come back to this little piece right here because I have a good angle now and everything's kind of out of the way. I'm just going to come right up this way and do a little snip on the opposite side there. All right, so now you have your flower. And how you're going to fix it is I'm going to put it on my grid paper again. Okay, we'll move this. Can you use the blender pen with color pencils too? You know, I've never tried it. I do not know. It's kind of a liquid inside, so for me, it's more of a, it is more of a watercolor kind of thing. Okay, so make sure that's cleaned off. I'm not worried about the pink and the white because that's mostly all pink and white anyway. But if you see any green, like this gray spot, I'm going to pick up a little green and just put it in there. So now it just kind of looks like leaves. And then if I'm not close enough around my leaves, I'm just going to go around where the white's at and make it green. And just kind of, you know, pick it up and spread it out. It's not going to go super dark green like the rest, but it's not going to be that stark white either. Okay, now I'm going to go with the brown and just kind of color that in. And the edges over here, and it just kind of fills in that extra white space. Again, right here and right there. And I think I'm going to do this the green. And I think this one needs a little more because that's pretty light green right there, that little leaf. And then just kind of blend it. And there you go. Now you have your whole flower, except I want to do this one a little darker. So you can just add some green on it right there. And then take your pen and just kind of blend it. All right. So there we go. There's our flower all ready to go. Oh, Marie, you're welcome. Thank you. All right. So let's set that aside for right now. Make sure you put your covers back on. I like to just wipe that off so it's clear. Put your covers back on so that they stay wet and damp. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to set this aside for right now and put that up there. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of white paper again. And we are going to do our sentiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our leaves. You know, I don't like a plain white sentiment, especially when the card is so colorful. And we're going to take our soft seafoam. Okay, we're going to stamp off and then stamp on right there. Okay, so it's a little bit of color on there, and that's exactly what I want. Oh, you know what? I'm going to change. I forgot. I did something different. I started to do this yesterday, but I didn't like how you have the darker specks right here when I need such a small image. So what I did is, let me clean this off. We're going to use this stamp. Okay, so let me hold it up and do it. So I don't want to shake you guys all over. If you guys at this point would give me a thumbs up, I'd really, really like it while I'm sitting here cleaning my stamp. It helps my channel immensely. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our soft seafoam. I'm going to try and do this off my desk so I don't make you motion sickness. And we're going to just put that right down there. Okay, and we did it wrong. because I want to stamp off first. So we're going to stamp off and then stamp on. Yay, finally. Okay, so see how nice and light it is? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our sentiment, which is "You're in my thoughts today." And I did it in black. And we're going to put it right in the middle. So even though you still have that little darker spots around the outside, look how nice and soft that image is in the inside. And that's what I was going for. And you can stamp that off 1, 2, 3 times, however much you want to just get that softness in the background that you were looking for. All right, so while we have the soft seafoam open, we're going to set this aside now for a minute. We are going to come back to our Hippo and Friends die. We're going to take our green blending brush and we're going to get some soft seafoam, and we're going to bring this in and just color up the soft seafoam. Now, this is what the difference is going to be. This one is nice and soft seafoam, but you're not going to have the darker edges because I cut that first. I kind of think I'm going to like the darker edges. Oh, everything's shaking. Oh, sorry. Gosh. I think I'm going to like the darker edges because it's going to kind of show up a little bit on the background there. And that is going to be really good. And I'm going to try to do this in the sky for you guys, so I don't like you guys having to shake all over. That's irritating. So for those of you that don't know, I'm in the middle of remodeling, and so I'm kind of in this sharing an office with my husband, so I don't have the correct lighting and all that kind of stuff. So did I use, no, I used black memento black. Yeah, it's just because it's a distinctive stamp and it gives that really softness to it. Okay, so I'm good with that. See the difference? But look how pretty that's going to be. It's going to pop up a little bit more. All right, so speaking of pop up, what I did is I wanted something in the background because I had this and this and this, and I was like, okay, it needs something. And this is the largest hippo die, so you can't do like the rich razzleberry behind it. So I chose to do some ribbon. So we're going to bring in our crinkle ribbon. All right, and I'm going to do a double bow. I'm going to do this one a little bit smaller. And I'm going to, okay, so I'm going to do it like this long. So that's how I check my bow. Oh, thank you, Carol. So I'm going to do kind of a smaller bow, so my fingers are smaller, and I put my thumb over and back, so that's as if I tied it. And then this is about what I want, so that gives me a little extra. The next thing I do is we're going to do this separate. I want a piece that's going to wrap there, so we're going to do that separate. That's just cuts in the back, so that's good. And now I want another piece this length because we're doing 2 bows and we're doing 2 different things. So we are going to have these, and we're going to start doing a little bit of coloring. So the first one, what we're going to do is bring us in, and we're going to take the dark soft seafoam. I always want to say seafoam. The dark soft seafoam, and we're just going to color our ribbon. This is the white crinkle ribbon. I love it. It's so easy to color or do whatever with this ribbon. It takes anything. It's like seam binding. It's, if you get seam binding ribbon, and you can manipulate it and color it and do all kinds of stuff. All right, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, so during remodeling, I will still be doing bingo. I don't think I'm going to do online classes during bingo because it's a little much. I have a video using this set schedule for the 12th. Yeah, you know, using the gray is probably not a bad idea, Tashana, because it is, that's kind of why I decided to pop it up. So if you look here, I pop up the flower, see, because of it being black, it was just so dark. So I decided to do that. Okay, so there's that. And now what I did is I'm going to take these leaves and the rich raspberry, and we're just going to stamp. I'm going to leave some white so it just kind of has some different texture. Okay, so this is the one we're going to put behind. I'm going to set that aside because this is ink, not alcohol. It'll take just a minute to dry. Here is our green. Okay, so now we want this one. And same thing, I'm leaving a little bit of white. And just keep kind of going through because I wanted to add rich raspberry. I didn't want to add just a plain old cardstock. And so I decided I'm just going to do that. Okay, so there's our ribbon. Oh, thanks, Tashana. Okay. Oh, while I have this out, actually, I'm going to take the inside of my card, and I am going to take this, since it's nice and clean, and I'm going to ink this up. You don't need it super inky because you are just going to bring this up and just stamp on the corner however you want it. Okay, so there's your pretty image with your flowers. So we're going to set that aside. And you can put as much or as little of the flowers, of course, on your card, or add the leaves or whatever you want to do instead of the flower. Okay, I'm wiping that off because I will get rich raspberry all over me, and I don't want to do that. Okay, now we're going to close this. All right, so now what we have is we have this. So now let's go back to our sentiment. So what we're going to do is cut that. We're going to use our everyday label. Which is right here. So the everyday label is one of my favorite ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the left where I want it. And what I'm looking at is I want to make sure that I'm going to have enough room, because we are going to cut right here at these this top and this bottom right here. Okay, so if you look, we're going to just make this kind of a square with the bubbles on the side. Okay, that's how our sentiment's going to go, because I wanted it small. I didn't want a big label. I didn't really want to cut anything and put color behind it. I really wanted the focus to go to the flowers. So we're going to bring this up and get really close, but down far enough to where you cut that, it's going to be okay. Okay, can you see that? So it looks like I'm going to be okay cutting there, and I'm going to be really close at the bottom, so I'm going to move this up just a little. It's kind of a tricky thing. And I'm going to put the your way closer to the top because it's straight, and I'm concerned about my little Y down there. So we're just going to go right about there. And I'm going to move it in a tiny bit. So just kind of play with it. And I'm going to cut. Okay, so now we have our cut. Now what you're going to want to do is take a Post-it. So I have these Post-its because it's the only one I can find right now. And you want to put it behind because you want to be able to see where you're cutting, right? So you're going to put this in, and now you're going to go to the other side. Okay, go to the other side, and I'm going to put the bottom. You kind of want it to line up. So just kind of get close. And you can always put your line. If you have it close, you can notice that your line's going to be straight here and it's going to be straight up there, okay? And then I'm going to go a tiny closer just because it's close over here. Make sure your lines are aligned up. I got to angle it to me because I have a shadow. And I'm good with that. So cut it. I'm going to take that off and then pull your Post-it out. And now there's our sentiment. Now, what I did is I chose to cut the top and bottom off, but you could leave that if you wanted, but I didn't. So I'm going to grab my little guillotine here. And I'm going to go to the top. And I'm going to put those edges right on the edge. So, I don't know, can you see right where those edges are? Right here and over here. And now I'm going to cut it. And then it comes out nice and straight. And you're hoping that when you do it this way that you're not going to cut the bottom of your Y off. And if it's a tiny bit, that's okay. So see, this is how close it gets. Okay, so the Y is still there, but it was very, very close. I don't want it to go right on my words, okay? So you want it's going to be very close. But there you go. All right. Now it is ready for let's do our dimensionals and get this put together. So I like the small and the larger. So we're going to bring that in. I'm going to use the foam in a little bit. Oh no, I chose not to. I think the foam is a little bit thicker than dimensionals. If you put them right up next to each other, the foam to me is a little thicker. So if you're going to use foam, you want to make sure you use all foam, especially if it's on one piece. Okay, so now, yeah, Debbie, changing your punches and using them like that kind of gives you a whole different look and a whole different punch. So think about that. And of course, I love punches, you know. So I'm all about, you know, picking out whichever punches that I can use. But I love label punches that you can use for all different sentiments. All right, so that's the large ones. I'm going to pick my small ones here. I have some cut in half, unless I used them all. No, it must be on another one. So we are going to cut these. I like to always have like just a row cut because I tend to use them a lot. So this one is super thin. It's a thinner one of the cut, and then this one's a little thicker. So I put the thinner one on the skinny, and then I go here. You're going to notice too that when I cut my dimensionals, I go kind of with the shape of whatever the leaf is or wherever I'm putting it. And I put a little, you know, kind of shape it and put it there because it's going to go a little bit better. Now I'm going to take a little tiny piece off the edge strip, just like that. And I'm going to put it right here. I'm not going to go too far down because if you notice, this is going to go on here like this, and I'm going to cut that off. But I want to go right up here just to give it a little more stability. Okay, so put that there. And so that is good. The sentiment, I'm just going to add two. We'll put one right here and one over here. Should be fine. All right, so let's get this attached. I'm also closer to the street in this room, so although we have a private driveway community because it's gated, but somebody just honked their horn, so You might hear stuff like that. All right, so now we are going to align this up. I start at the bottom, so kind of hold your flowers up. You're going to put your leaf and your stem. You're going to put your flower up where it goes. You're going to go, okay, I think I could have gone up a tiny bit right here. There we go. There we go. And now you're just going to kind of follow along on your, you're going to have to move stuff as you go. Oops, hopefully my head's not in the way. Kind of lay down. Get your items right as you go along. And your flowers should just lay right next to each other where you cut them. Okay, because that's how they were. And there you go. Just kind of lay them on there. So there is our image. And what I did is I just cut right along with the hippo die. So just a little angle right there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring, oops, my flowers are upside down. Look at your flowers because there is a right side on these. And then I'm going to bring this in like this. Okay, and now you're going to kind of decide. I want it to be kind of up because you want to make sure you have room for your sentiment here. So I want to go right about there, and I want the bow to be right about here. So what I do is I take a pen and just kind of think, okay, I'm going to put the bow, like the bottom of it's going to go right here. Okay, and then just say, okay, the bottom is going to go right there. So that way you know. And I'm going to bring out my silicone mat. Now, you know I like to use liquid for embossing folders, but in this case, I'm just going to put this on the side so we can add our ribbon. And you can see the lines at the bottom. So just put your card back down where you were. And remember that this was the bottom of the ribbon. So the bottom of the ribbon is going to go right about here. All right, so just tuck that right about there. Make sure you have enough on both sides. That's the bottom right about there. Just kind of follow your line that you made. Okay, lift it up, and that's your bottom. All right, now comes the glue part. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, Steph. All right, so I have my glue. And we are going to, I know it shakes, everybody. I know, and I'm going to try not to keep saying that, but I keep thinking new people are coming on, and they're probably like, why is her stuff all shaky all of a sudden? That's because you can hear my husband in the other room. He just popped in and said, how much longer? Because I think he wants to turn the saw on. But little does he know that our tile is in, and we've got to go pick it up. All right, so this goes here. All right, so there we go. Yay. Let's get our inside in. Now, if you wanted, you could add something here. I'm fine with it like that. Now, I did think that we could splatter a little bit of the green, because the green, you know, just to tie it in, the seafoam, but I'm actually okay with that. Now, you could add a seafoam, you know, paper behind this or something if you wanted, but I kind of just liked it like this. All right, so let's add this here. All right, so there's that. Now we're going to pop this up. So what I did is I kind of wanted this popped up a bit. So that's where I actually did use my foam. I was trying to remember. I thought I used foam, and I did. So I just took some strips like this, 2 strips. And I just cut it like this. Like that. And I just, this is the top, so I just kind of angled it. I just wanted it popped a little bit bigger. Than my other one. Oh, Gloria, my son will be watching the game. What time does it start? He picked up his wife from the airport today. And he is a diehard. Okay, I'm going to just put this one this way. Okay, doesn't really matter. All right, we're going to bring this in. Which label this one is? Felicia, this one is the Hippo and Friends. It's the largest one right here. This one. And then the label for this, that was the everyday label, and I used it and cut it down. You'll have to rewind it and look, and I made it smaller. Oh, Nancy Lee, it is a lot of practice. Trust me. There is trial and error. Like, I'll show you on my last one what I did. I'll show you my secret boo-boo. Okay, so I want this to be up a little more, so I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I probably went down just a little too much, but that's okay. All right, this is still going to fit. Another reason why I like to make it smaller. On this card right here, I broke the flower. It's broken right there. But that's why you got to be really careful. You just glue it on there. I could have stuck a butterfly right on top. You'd never know. All right, so let's put our sentiment. Put that right here. And I can tell my sentiment is a little bit crooked on here, but it's all right. It is okay. All right, now let's take our ribbon. 49ers. Ooh, that's my choice. I have to. That's my local town or local area, and my son is a huge 49er fan. Okay, so you're going to bring this down, and I wanted it smaller. I want the pink, you know, the rich raspberry to be on the top, so I'm going to twist as I go. Okay, let's do this again because I have the green down here. So I want the rich raspberry on top. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to turn it, and then I'm going to turn it, and you'll see when you do it how it comes out. And then I'm going to turn it this way. Okay, then we'll go over, make our bow. It's the exact same way when you're using 2. It's much easier when it's a really little ribbon like this. Okay, so there's our ribbon, but you're going to bring the green out too. So you're going to see them both, but I like to just kind of keep it in order. Otherwise, you might get like 2 pinks in the middle and the greens on the outside, and you know, that's just me. I like it like this. So, and then you pull the green, and then there you go. There's your bow. All right, so we need our glue dots, which do you... I don't know, Laura, but we will have new in colors. Yay, Tashana. All right, so we're going to put this right here, and it's okay that it covers up this leaf a little bit. You can go a little higher. You kind of want to make sure it's in a line with this. I'm going to leave this a little longer just because it's kind of fun. Oops. I'm just going to cut these a little. But I am going to leave them longer. Like that. So fun. And now, of course, the most beautiful item. I love the butterflies. The iridescent and the butterflies in this new catalog, iridescent gems and the butterflies are my favorite. Okay, so I did a large one up here, kind of roaming around the flowers. I kind of angled it because, you know, they're fluttering everywhere. I'm going to do a small one. I did one over here last time. Yeah, I think I'll keep it over there. And then I did another little one right on my leaves. There's a lot of dark green right there. And so I'm just kind of wanting to add a little bit right there. Now the other thing I did is you're going to take some Wink of Stella. I like to bring out something to kind of squeeze it on. And we'll do that right here, just to get it to start coming out. Add some dots. I try not to do too much because I've squeezed it before where it just kind of runs everywhere and I waste a lot. I don't want to do that. And I kind of like the larger drops too. See how there's some larger drops on there now? So pretty. So now I just kind of pick it up. I don't squeeze anymore. All right, there we go. There is our Wink of Stella. I'm gonna wipe this really quick so I don't get a ton of extra Wink of Stella everywhere. And there you go. So they're both just a tad different. This one has a little bit longer ribbon. It's brought down farther. I probably put a little more rich raspberry on that one. So it's just kind of, you know, whatever you like. I'm going to move this because it is wet now. It is wet. There we go. So, oops, let's do it like we had them. There we go. So it's just kind of a matter of what you want to do, what colors you want. Yeah, I do like that it has a vintage look. You're going to tell that this one here has the darker around the outside, which I don't mind. I like how it is kind of differentiates between this. This has a little more of a soft green on it. Shorter ribbon, longer ribbon. Same ink, but I think I stamped the black first last time, and so it looks a lot darker this time. I mean, it's just a matter, I might have pushed harder, I don't know. Yeah, they both just have a lot of dimension, and it's, you know it's a little bit to fussy cut this out, but I really liked the fact that it just really pops up. And I really like the foam adhesive for that because it's just a little bit. It's not a whole lot more. Oh, Marie, thank you. You're so sweet. It's just a little bit more. Oh, thanks, Felicia. A little bit more popped up. So I just kind of wanted that just because it's still flat enough to put into a card without any issues, into an envelope. So I hope you guys liked that. I can tell you right now with my husband's remodeling out there, I am all stuffed up. I could, the other day we woke up, I had class Saturday morning, and I woke up and I walked out in the front room, and we had moved everything back, and we have dark hardwood floors, and I could just see a layer of dust on the floors, and I was like, what the heck? We just moved our furniture, and it wasn't there last night. And we have animals. There was no footprints. So over the night after he had tore the wall down, it was just a layer of dust. And I swept it up, I dusted, and it was like that again this morning. So it's just... Thanks, Steph. Stephanie has seen my craft room. There's not a lot of room in here. But it's working, and I'm glad you guys are sticking with me and watching. Oh, a ribbon holder. Can you see? Oh, my ribbon holder. Yeah, that's okay, so I've tried everything. I've tried IKEA. I did like the curtain rods, and I've tried so many of them. But that is IKEA. I mean, not IKEA, Stampin' Storage. I have a link below for them. I am an affiliate for Stampin' Storage, and you'll see I do have a lot of Stampin' Storage stuff, but I think over the years of crafting, I've tried so many other ways not to spend the money and tried to come up with anything else I could that would work. with paper, stamps, inks, ribbon, washi tape. I've tried everything. And the magnets for the storage. I've done the vent covers. I've done Amazon magnets. I've done everything. I finally bit the bullet and started slowly. I started with my ink holder, a different one. I didn't even have the one with the re-inkers and the markers. I just had the ink. And then I realized that it's so much nicer to have it all together. I use the markers and the re-inkers way more than I ever did before because they're right there at my hands, and I love it. My magnets and stuff, the best decision I ever made. Yes, it is a little costly. It's an investment. I did not go backwards and redo everything I had. I started at a new catalog. I think it was a mini catalog. And I just went forward and said, okay, from now on, I'm going to go. So that's what I did. When will it be done? Oh, I wish really quickly. I'm kind of a bulldog superintendent, if you will. So I'm hoping quickly, but we are leaving in February to go see my granddaughter for her birthday. So there will be a little time off. I was going to go to Hawaii because I won the trip with Stampin' Up, and you know, they're doing the payout because of COVID and everything. So I chose to go back to Hawaii because it's one of my favorite places. And my husband and I talked about it, and we kind of decided we're not going to do Hawaii. I'm putting everything into this room and making it how I want it. And I want it done before the new catalog comes out for sure. And for us, I think we get it in April. And there's like the on tour and all that stuff that's coming up for us. And so I want it done before then. So I'm hoping in March. I'm hoping. I will check them out. Oh yeah, Deb, you'll love them. I'm not kidding. They're worth every penny. Thanks, Perry. I do too. Now this stamp set is, I'm sorry, I'm so stuffed up. This stamp set is with a $300 order. You can get this. So don't forget, so many people put in an order and then they forget about this. If you're not able to put in a $300 order, get some orders from a friend. Tell them you want to have a party. If you are a customer and you would like to earn one of these, what I would recommend, contact me. I can create a party for just you. And you share that party. So it's going to be your own host code. And you share the link and you share it with your friends and you say, please use this link and purchase. I'm trying to earn something. And then it will all go in one party, and that will be your party. And then if it's a $300 or more, you will be able to get this. So think about that because it's really, really a great stamp. Oh no, Marie, that's terrible. You shattered your right elbow in 9 pieces. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. My nose is it's just the dust and dirt in here is unbelievable. Thanks, you guys. So for those of you that missed it, this is kind of what we're thinking. That's going to be the craft room on the left. Yes, it has 2 doors. As of now, we may take the one out on the left so I can have a longer counter. But we're kind of thinking this because that way in the hallway, it's not this big empty space without any doors or anything. And then that way, if we ever do sell, somebody can just put a wall back up between those 2 doors, and that's the 2 bedrooms. And then that way we can do that. Thank you so much, Terry. Thanks, Carolyn. On the right side, that wall, I decided instead of a closet against the wall and have a big open closet, we were going to do barn doors and the whole bit. But then I'm losing wall space. And so I decided I would rather put that wall up, have a big walk-in closet. I can put my folding tables back there, whatever, for classes or whatever. And then I still have that big counter on the other side of the wall. So that's kind of what we're thinking. If you want to see the craft room I was crafting in, I showed a little video snip at the beginning of this video. I did some announcements. I shared a little bit about my remodel and what's going on. So my husband came in and said, how much longer? And so I was like 10 minutes, and that might have been a little over 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to let you go because I need to go pick up my flooring for my craft room. So thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day. I plan on being here Wednesday. It depends on how much time I get in. Of course, on my Facebook page, Marcie Besecker Designs, I will post an update and let you know if I am or not or what. Thanks for joining me. I am lucky I have a handy husband. I have a friend that's a contractor that's going to come in and finish, do the electrical and the stucco and all that kind of stuff, because I said I don't want it to look like a patch job. And although I'm sure my husband would do a great job, they got to come to the electrical and everything anyway. So, but he's doing all the demo and the framing. So thank you, everybody. I will see you Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Don't forget to watch the beginning of the video. You'll see a little bit more. My blog will have more pictures and more information, and that should be posted later tonight. I appreciate every one of you for hanging with me. Sorry about my shaky lights and camera, but we're going to get over it. Thank you, Felicia. Thanks, Gloria. Bye, Tashana. See everybody later. Have a great rest of your week. Bye, everybody.